All right, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all the praises, honor, and the glory unto YAHAWAH Ba'ashem YAHAWASHI Ba'ashem Akakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and unto the elders of Great Millstone, GMS, without me this truth. And honors to the brethren in the Oculus, pushing out this truth with all sincerity and in faith. And the title of this lesson is going to be that the trumpet only blows for so long. And that's going, and this, in Salakia, my voice is a little messed up right now, but it's what it is. This is coming from the book of Joel, the second chapter, in particular the first verse, and that's exactly that's 100% a fact, that this trumpet in which we blow is only going to blow for so long, and the trumpet in which we're blowing is when we go out to them highways, into the hedges, into the chief place of concourse, when we make our lessons here and upload them to the web. That's us blowing the trumpet. That's us sounding an alarm in the Heavenly Father's holy mountain. Alright, we're blowing it in Zion because, see, Zion's a people, alright, before it's a place, and those are the ones in whom we warn of what to come. And that trumpet only blows for so long before the judgment comes, before the hammer comes down, so to speak. Kind of like what's that movie? The Purge. They'll have those what they call the sirens. You could say they're trumpets as well, but the sirens will go off, and then once those sirens are, when they cease, when they're no longer sounding, that's when people could start slicing and dicing, getting the issue in, so to speak. And that's what's going to happen in these last days, because once this trumpet sound, once the alarm is out, once his word goes out, then that's when the end's going to come. And we're coming into that time. But this is Joel 2:1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain, that all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh. It says, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. And that's right. That day's coming. And that's what we warn you, because that day of our power is a very great, but also at the same time very terrible one. But this is the book of this is the book of Ezekiel 3:17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word of my mouth, and give them warning from me. You see that? And that's what we do. That's us blowing that trumpet. We give you warning of what to come, what's coming. Well, exactly what the prophets before us prophesied about, which is spoken of in the book of Jeremiah chapter 28 and verse 8. It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied, meaning to say before, both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. And that's what's coming. War, evils in which you people will not be able to escape, and the pestilences, and all the Heavenly Father's wonders. Just as he sent them upon Egypt, he's going to do it to this place one more time. The place which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. But until that time comes, we still have to work. We still got to go out to the highways, still make our calling and election sure, And then, coming, speaking as a man, and us brothers who measures out the times diligently, we know that we don't have too much longer, because that famine of the word, the famine of the word, and then when that mark of the beast is installed, that's it. And then that's when things are going to be moving very fast and very quickly. Okay. And you want to try to get this word while you can, while it's available, because once scriptures talk about in the book of Isaiah 55, it says, "Seek ye the Lord while ye may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near." Because that's implying that he won't be able to inquire, the men of the Lord, to get answers when you need them. Now is the time to get the answers now, so that you have them in those times. But see, majority of the people, they're not going to take heed. They're not going to take heed to the warning. They're not going to take heed to the trumpet in which we're blowing, the alarm in which we're sending, and that's going to be to their own destruction. This is Amos 8 and 11. "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord YAHAWASHI, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread nor a thirst of water, which those things also will come. There will be a famine of bread and water, but also of this." It says, "Nor a thirst of water, but if hearing the words of the Lord," you see. And the fact that you can still see us men that go out there, you still see, the lessons being uploaded, that shows that the Heavenly Father's mercy still stands. But once you stop seeing us, and once you stop seeing, or when our channels start to disappear, that's when you can pretty much confidently say that the Lord, he has withdrawn his mercy, and now look, here cometh his wrath, because that's what's coming. And it says, "And they shall wander from sea to sea, from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Other One, and shall not find it." And that's right, because you ain't going to be able to find us. The Most High is going to remove us from off these streets. Okay? This is the book of Proverbs 1 and 20. "Wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse," which that's where we preach the word. "In the openings of the gates, in the cities she uttereth her words, saying, How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And scorners delight in scorning, and fools hate knowledge." And it says, verse 23, and that's the majority of our people. Our people hate knowledge. "Israel doeth not know. My people doth not consider." And it says, "Turn ye at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you." You see that? And that's accomplished by way of the Heavenly Father's men. "Because I have called," which that's how the Most High call, through his men. All right. All right. That's us blowing the trumpet. That's us making. That's as Ezekiel was told, "I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel," and that's what we are. And the watchmen warn. And through the Most High, YAHAWASHI, he calls through his men. "For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of the Most High that is in you, that speaketh in you." That's Matthew 10 and 20. Luke 1 and 70. "As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets since the world began." Roughly paraphrased. It says, "Because I have called, and you refused," which that's all of our people. Damn near every single last one of them. And it says, "I have stretched out my hand, no man regard." Here it is, we're trying to give you help, but here it is, the Most High is putting his hand towards you, but you smacking his hand away. And there will be repercussions for that, for your actions. "But ye have set a note on my counsel, and when under my reproof, I also will laugh at your calamity, and I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as a desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer." You see, "They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me." That's right, because the Most High, he's gonna pretty much on that, when that time comes, you're gonna be pretty much all those that don't have YAHAWASHI, in that day, when this time comes, when he brings the fears and the calamities and the destruction as a whirlwind, most people are going to be what was the word, excommunicado, which means, any kind of, help from anything or anywhere, you're going to be cut off to you, so to speak. Which, matter of fact, let me grab it. Definition of excommunicado. It says to be cut off from a communion with a church or excluded from sacraments of a church by an essential sentence. See, so you're just cut off, and that's what's going to happen to the majority of people. You're not going to be helped. You're not going to be able to call anybody, and especially when you try to call upon the Lord, He ain't gonna hear your ass. You're cut off from the head, from neck up to down. And it says, for that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. They would none of my counsel. They despised all my reproof. Therefore shall they eat the fruit of their own way, and be filled with their own devices. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. But whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from the fear of evil. See that? And this is the times that we're coming into. So we continue to blow this trumpet, knowing that the majority of our people won't give heed to the alarm, to the warning. That's going to be on them. We're doing our job, and we have to continue to doing it until the end. So just a little lesson I've had in my mind. I prayed this lesson was edifying, exhorting, and comforting. As always, I'm going to give all the praises, honor, and the glory unto YAHAWAH, BaShem YAHAWASHI, BaShem Akakwadash. The honors to the apostles and to the elders, great millstone, GMS, for telling me this truth. And it's on to the next one. Shalom.